Great. So now we're going to go ahead and get started on the video. If you are handwriting your notes, I recommend writing these 2 questions in place of your key terms in the right-hand column. Because while you watch this video, you want to answer these 2 questions handwritten. What is a social contract? And why is Trevor Noah using the George Floyd tragedy as an example? Those are the 2 main themes that you are going to be listening for in the video. Give you guys 15 more seconds to go ahead and finish writing down those questions. And once your questions are written down, I ask that you redirect yourself to Zoom because I'm going to start sharing my screen to project the video. And of course, it's not as big as it should be. There we go. Make sure my audio is correct. We're going to watch about 4 minutes.
Online saying, these riots are disgusting. This is not how a society should be run. You do not loot and you do not burn and you do not, this is not how our society is built.
I'm going to pause the video. Please just in the camera, give me a thumbs up if you can hear it, okay? Okay, thank you guys.
And that actually triggered something in me where I was like, man, okay, society, but what is society? And fundamentally, when you boil it down, society is a contract. It's a contract that we sign as human beings amongst each other. We sign a contract with each other as people, whether it's spoken or unspoken, and we say, amongst this group of us, we agree in common rules, common ideals, and common practices that are going to define us as a group. That's what I think a society is. It's a contract. And as with most contracts, the contract is only as strong as the people who are abiding by it. But if you think of being a Black person in America who is living in Minneapolis or Minnesota or any place where you're not having a good time, ask yourself this question when you watch those people: what vested interest do they have in maintaining the contract? Why don't we all loot? Why doesn't everybody take? Because we've agreed on things. There are so many people who are starving out there. There's so many people who don't have. There are people who are destitute. There are people who, when the virus hit and they don't have a second paycheck, already broke, which is insane, but that's the reality. But still, think about how many people who don't have, the have-nots, say, you know what, I'm still gonna play by the rules even though I have nothing, because I still wish for this society to work and exist. And then some members of that society, namely Black American people, watch time and time again how the contract that they have signed with society is not being honored by the society that has forced them to sign it with them. When you watch Ahmaud Arbery being shot and you hear that those men have been released, and were it not for the video and the outrage, those people would be living their lives. What part of the contract is that in society? When you see George Floyd on the ground and you see a man losing his life in a way that no person should ever have to lose their life, at the hands of someone who's supposed to enforce the law, what part of the contract is that? And a lot of people say, well, what good does this do? Yeah, but what good doesn't it do? That's the question people don't ask the other way around. What good does it do to loot Target? How does it help you to loot Target? Yeah, but how does it help you to not loot Target? Answer that question. Because the only reason you didn't loot Target before was because you were upholding society's contract. There is no contract if law and people in power don't uphold their end of it. And that's the thing I think people don't understand sometimes, is that we need people at the top to be the most accountable, because they are the ones who are basically setting the tone and the tenor for everything that we do in society. It's the same way we tell parents to set an example for their kids, the same way we tell captains or coaches to set an example for their players, the same way you tell teachers to set an example for their students. The reason we do that is because we understand in society that if you lead by example, there is a good chance that people will follow that example that you have set. And so if the example law enforcement is setting is that they do not adhere to the laws, then why should the citizens of that society adhere to the laws when in fact the law enforcers themselves don't?
Go and take 30 seconds to go ahead and finish synthesizing your thoughts. I'm going to send you guys into breakout rooms. You guys are going to have 3 minutes to basically turn and talk with your answers to these 2 questions before we come back as whole group. Be prepared to be cold called on to either share your answer or something else that one of your teammates said. Okay, you're going to go ahead and be released into breakout rooms now. Dwayne, go ahead and hop into your breakout room. So what did y'all think? Here, let's start with the easy one. What's a social contract?
I have a question. How do you go back to your notes on Nearpod?
If you hover over the right-hand side on the actual Nearpod, it should be there.
I'm trying, it's not working. I'll figure it
On the
out.
right, are you on the slide where you took your notes?
Yes.
Is it just not showing them anymore?
No.
Okay, I'm not sure. When we come back as whole group, I'll ask somebody if they saw it, okay? If they know how to do that, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna leave you guys so you can keep talking or start talking, I guess. Have you guys gotten started? Or are you guys still thinking?
I just finished mine. For the first one, I kind of like summed it up to based on what he said, and I just said that a social contract is an agreement in a community to cooperate with each other in order to benefit either socially, financially, or politically.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the second question, I said that he used the George Floyd tragedy as an example because he wanted to showcase the impact that breaking a social contract has on society. Yeah.
Great. Emmanuel, can you be prepared to share that out in whole group when we come back? Thank you. Dwayne and Isis, make sure you go ahead and share your thoughts as well.
I did.
Have y'all been quiet the whole time?
No, we talked.
No.
Okay, what did you guys talk about?
To sum it up, we pretty much just said we thought that I'm trying to say like everything is like a social contract, like it's like an agreement between the people and like the law, I guess, or like the enforcers and everything. And we just felt like if the enforcers don't abide by the contract or like the laws and stuff, then why should the people and citizens and stuff?
Okay. Ariana, be prepared to share that at whole group, okay?
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll wait for people to start trickling in. Wonderful. It looks like we are all back. So let's go ahead and share a whole group. You can answer either or both of these questions. I want to hear from Emmanuel and then to Ariana, and then I will take volunteers. But go ahead and keep your hand lowered for now, please.
For the first one, I said that a social contract is a agreement in a community to cooperate with each other in order to benefit either socially, financially, or politically. If you're stealing from someone, well, if you're stealing from the community as a whole, then not everyone can get something from it. If you're destroying things, well, then not everything's going to be there for everyone. So, and then he used the George Floyd tragedy as an example to showcase how society reacts when you break a social contract. The looting and the riots and stuff like that was a result of the tragedy.
I agree with him. And me and my partner said that we thought that a social contract is kind of like an agreement between the people and also like the authorities. In this case, would be like the police. And it really doesn't work successfully when each one of the groups doesn't uphold their part of the contract. And he used the George Floyd tragedy as an example, because in that situation, the police wasn't, upholding their part of the contract. So when the law doesn't, abide by the contract, then why should the people? That's why they did the whole looting and things. It's like, why is it wrong? Because they didn't hold up their side, so why is it a problem? When the people doesn't hold up their side of the contract.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take hands. Anthony, you have to click the button, my dude. Okay, Nazaya, then Anthony, then Aaron.
I had said that a social contract is like the society as he compared it to. So he says that one side of the people uphold it, which are like mainly the people who follow the rules and everything, which is why he uses the George Floyd example. And then there's the people that aren't upholding it because they're not getting the justice. So the people that have power, specifically the politicians within the government, should speak up, which is what he really feels like the social contract is the people and the politicians having this agreement where people speak up for each other.
Yeah, I go.
Anthony, it's your turn.
Me and my group. Well, I had said when we went to the breakout room, I had said that Trevor Noah had used the George Floyd tragedy to say that if since the police weren't upholding their part of the social contract, and since he was basically saying that it really was like there's nothing like once you do that there's no reason to be mad at other people for like looting and all that other stuff. So yeah.
And Aaron, go ahead and close us out.
I said the social contract is an agreement between a person and society, not society with the person. overall, I think he was trying to say that if the officers who are are supposed to follow the laws that are being created, and if they're being not upheld by the officer, then they shouldn't be upheld by the citizens in America, because if their job is to protect and serve, they should be doing that job, not killing and destroying African Americans. So it shouldn't really be a problem for looting and stuff like that, because you're not doing your job, so we're not going to do ours.
Mm-hmm. So something that Aaron and Anthony that both brought up, and I've heard throughout this, that is really important, especially for when we transition to tomorrow's lesson, in terms of the social contract. In the case of George Floyd, who broke the contract first? The citizens or the people in power? Nyasha?
The people in power.
Exactly. And that is the thing I want you to remember as we go into talking about the Declaration of Independence tomorrow. What is the social contract and who usually breaks the social contract first? Amazing first day of AP Government, you guys. Your exit ticket is now in the chat. Once you submit the exit ticket, I will call out your name and you will be free to go. Be sure, if you took your notes on Nearpod, make sure that you forward that email to me. And, or if you took Cornell notes, make sure you take a photo of those and submit them.
I have a question. Was it? Oh, never mind. I was just about that. Never mind.
I like cheesecake.
Thank you, Aaron. I have your response. Thank you, Ariana. I have yours. Make sure you guys keep these notes close. You will need them for the do now tomorrow. Thank you, Naziah. Thank you, Kezia.
Like, wait, Miss Wild. Like, so.
What's up? Thank you, Natasha.
Yeah, can I keep talking? Like what does it mean? Like, what happens? Like, what do you like? The question says, what happens when someone breaks it? It said, what happens when one side breaks? Like, what do you mean?
Thank you, Janiqua. Thank you, Janaya. So what it means by, thank you, Saeed. When somebody breaks a side of so the social contract is this idea that people are just going to obey the rules because it's the best idea for society. What happens when the people in power stop following their side of the contract?
So like when police officers kill.
Thank you, Dwayne. What was that, Anthony?
So like when police officers kill people. Not even just black people, when they just kill people, or like.
No, so like the example would be like, that's why we use the George Floyd situation as an example.
Oh, cheesecake.
The police broke their end of the social contract, so what happened?
He died, and then they started looting, and then people started looting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So this idea is that if the police do their job, keep it because that's their part of the social contract, then we as citizens will also follow the law. I see some of you guys are responding. I will check that in just a second. But when the police start breaking the law and attacking citizens, eventually the straw is going to break and citizens are going to start fighting back, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Madison, Yamani, Erica, Sergio, Jade, Tisa. Thank you, Ziara. Does that make sense, Anthony? Thank you, Serge. Thank you, Isis. Jade, I got your stuff. Kamisha, I got your stuff. Yes, Tisa, I got yours. Sait, I got yours. Thank you. Dwayne, I got yours. Ciara, I got yours. Isis, I got yours. Kezia, I got yours. Jamal, I got yours. Yes, Sai, you can leave. Kezia, I just got your notes.
Did you get my notes? I just turned them in.
Did you turn them in on Google Classroom?
Yeah.
Let me check that right now, okay? Sorry, I'm monitoring the exit ticket. Yes, Dwayne, I have your notes.
All right.
Thank you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Montana. I have yours. So Malachi and Anthony and Emmanuel, you guys are the only ones I'm waiting on.
Yeah, I'm writing in the exit ticket, but my question was for the notes, right? It was only the video to watch, right?
Yes, so it was notes on the video.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, so I mean, it's not going to be a lot.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute. All right.
Emmanuel, do you have a question?
I turned it in. I don't know if you got it yet, but
Okay, the notes. Okay, I have your notes, and let me check. I can't wait to not teach on a computer again. And Emmanuel, I have your Google Form, so you're good.
all right, thank you.
Also, Ms. Catlett and I need to know, what's your favorite Hamilton song?
Okay, my favorite, it's either between Burn or Wait for It.
Okay, yes. The way I describe it is Burn turns me into a dramatic theater girl every time. And I wasn't even a theater girl in high school.
It's so good. It's just so good.
Malachi, I have yours. Okay, so Anthony, you're the only one I need, my dude. Great. I'm gonna go ahead and end today's Zoom call. Anthony, how much longer do you need? Oh, I got it. Everybody's good. Okay. Have a good rest of your guys' day. I will see you guys tomorrow.